$15 billion. That is Tesla Motors' total market value after rocketing up by $13 yesterday. Does the electric car maker really merit this valuation? Well, Andrea James is the senior research analyst at Doherty & Company, a bull on the shares with a buy rating, and fund manager Mark Travis of Intrepid Capital Management, who had shorted the stock until it hit $40 a share and thinks it is way overvalued. It's at 1,100 times PE. That's astronomical. How can that be justified?
Yep. It's trading on potential earnings. If they max out the factory, 500,000 vehicles a year, it's a $300 stock. Okay, so Tesla's trading on what they can do in the future.
From Toyota, they're not concerned about needing some IP from Tesla. They can all produce electric cars that'll run the same amount of time on a charge, that'll do the same kind of performance figures. So it's just about that they're going to have all of this competition from Volkswagen, from Toyota, from even Chevy, right? And I feel like Tesla is going to have a lot of competition.
Why haven't they done it yet? Why haven't they done it yet?
No, they're going to definitely be coming out.
Riddle me this. Why is it so rare to find an analyst, for example, Dan Ives, in the course of carrying out their job, finding and recommending stocks to buy and or sell, but in this case, particularly to buy, who happen to be quite bullish, who notice massive opportunities, then see the stock crash to incredibly low levels? Why is it so rare to see an analyst covering companies who, by the way, on a good year is probably making $500,000+. If you're really good, well into the millions. So you've probably got some cash available. Why is it so rare to see an analyst quit their job? So instead of having these disclosures, analyst doesn't own the stock. Analyst family doesn't own the stock. Instead, they go, fuck it, I'm going to quit so I can actually own these stocks without there being a conflict of interest and make many times more than their annual income through growth on that stock. This is essentially the question I recently asked on X. Quite a few people chipped in, sharing their thoughts and opinions. Hans Nelson, shout out to Andrea James. We'll go back to Andrea, who is indeed a legend, possibly one of the only ever exceptions to this apparent rule. More on her in a moment. Gary Black answered, because sell-side analysts aren't paid on their stock picking. Now, this is absolutely true. If they were, some of them would be out of a fucking job. Instead, they are paid a % of the commission flow they bring into their firms. Gary continues, being an analyst is a marketing job. Now, this is absolutely true. Many people probably won't realise this, but he's absolutely right. The more business an analyst can bring into their firm, the more money they make. It's commission-based income, right? This is good. If you're competent at marketing, if you're omnipresent, you're everywhere, constantly in the finance media sharing your opinions, always being presented as SMR from XYZ firm, you'll bring in clients, bring in customers, and the money shall flow. This is one of the reasons why it's always worth taking anything an analyst has to say with a Mount Everest-sized grain of salt. But, as I mentioned to Gary, I am aware of this, but I still don't know why almost zero analysts identify an opportunity so vast that they quit their job and load up on the stock. Unless they have like a $500,000 a year coke habit. They should have a lot of capital available to jump on outsized opportunities. Surely if it's your job to analyze opportunities, at some point in a multi-year, even a multi-decade career, you see an opportunity that's so big that people aren't getting, they're not seeing, that you go, bro, I need to own this. And of course, due to the conflicts of interest, typically analysts can't own stocks they're covering. So I just don't get it. This is all the more concerning when you find an analyst who has a massive discrepancy between a stock they're covering's current price and what they believe it's worth over the next 12 months. Back to Andrea James, who jumped in on this thread. Penny asks, wait, did she do that? As in, quit her job as an analyst to actually invest in Tesla stock? She responds, yeah, absolute fucking badass. Andrea also shared a couple of links, including this article, almost a decade ago. Andrea James has been one of the top Tesla analysts on Wall Street in the past several years. By the way, that is absolutely true. At the time, it was amazing. You'd see Andrea appear in the finance media, talking to a bunch of DMFs, the competition's coming, just the whole narrative, Tesla doomed, what are you doing, blah, blah. She appeared to be the only analyst who'd actually analysed the company, talking about declining costs, the predictable costs, the major implications in the long term. She saw it years, in fact, probably a decade before most others. Here's a quick example of Andrea James grimacing at some of the dumb shit she was hearing about Tesla back in the day. She has absolutely no poker face.
The IP is real, the factory is real, and the management team's real.
You talk to a lot of other chief operating officers. I talked to Bob Carter just recently from Toyota. They're not concerned about needing some IP from Tesla. They can all produce electric cars that'll run the same amount of time on a charge, that'll do the same kind of performance figures. So it's just about the design of the vehicle, and I feel like Tesla is going to have a lot of competition.
Why haven't they done it yet? Why haven't they done it yet?
No, they're going to definitely be coming out. I mean, the i8 will be a great example, right? It's coming out very soon, and it's definitely going to take the wind out of the sails, at least at the top end, the luxury end of Tesla. I think
I'd like to see their cost per kilowatt hour. Matt, you challenge them. Ask them their cost per kilowatt hour. See if they can get as low as Tesla's. Tesla's under $300 per kilowatt hour. I don't think anyone else is there.
But Tesla's still a $100,000 car, right? So they've got to come down substantially to be able to sell to the masses, and as soon as they have achieved that, they're going to have all of this competition from Volkswagen, from Toyota, from even Chevy, right?
This was the blog post all the way back May 4th, 2016. Tesla Motors, yes, they did in fact used to be called Tesla Motors, now just Tesla, reported its quarterly earnings this evening, and for the first time in 21 quarters, I will not be on the call asking Elon Musk and crew a question. As of May 2016, I am stepping back from day-to-day coverage of Tesla Motors. I'll remain affiliated with my firm as an advisory analyst, and will be working behind the scenes with my analyst replacement. Here's why. My office has a sloping ceiling, and on the slant just within my gaze are large stenciled numbers, 2061. That is the year that my life expectancy runs out, based on a typical age 34 female. I rarely share this fact because it sounds a bit disturbing and morbid, but for me, it provides a focus. I work better with a deadline, and I feel strongly that my work as a stock analyst is done, and it is time for me to move on to other things. She goes on to explain that she's launching her own executive and professional coaching business, where she's going to work with executives and mid-career professionals on life transition and communication and leadership style. Being a Wall Street stock analyst on Tesla Motors from 2010 to 2016. By the way, let me know in the comments below if anyone happened to invest in Tesla during that time frame. I know most of you it'll be well after then. For the record, I began investing early 2016. Has greatly enriched my life and understanding of the world. I took pride in the depth of my analysis and research. By the way, something she absolutely should do. I mean, again, if you go and watch some of the historical videos of Andrea speaking to DMFs in the finance media, debating other so-called analysts, it's clear she'd done her homework, all of her homework. And in fact, not just done her homework, but no one else she was speaking to hadn't even opened their fucking homework, let alone attempted to do it. I always started from a position of skepticism and asking, where could Tesla go wrong? But early on, it became clear that the bigger question, the world-changing one, was, where could Tesla go right? I want to take a moment here. This is a brilliant question to ask. Obviously, you do have to think about downside. Although, as I record this in 2025, Tesla's won electric vehicles at scale. They're not going to go wrong there. They're not going to run out of money. They're in a truly dominant position. Their core foundational business, the energy storage products and the vehicles, they're slaying it. That's a done deal. Go to sleep for a decade, wake up, they're still winning. This wasn't always the case. Like when I first began investing in 2016, it was just before the Model 3 had been unveiled. And then we know they went through production hell. That wouldn't have killed the company, I mean, unless it was a total fuck up. Maybe if Trevor Milton was leading Tesla then, they would have gone bust. But the worst case scenario there, they had to raise a fuck ton of capital, dilute shareholders enormously, but eventually they figure it out. But we're well past that point now. So it's worth asking this same question again today, a decade after this blog post. Where could Tesla go right? What if they really do launch their Robotaxi service this year in Austin and a few other cities throughout the US? What if they do scale rapidly? What if they do eventually take the lion's share of the profits in terms of autonomy because they have cost leadership, compelling technology, and unassailable data lead? And what if they aggressively drive the cost of their Robotaxi fares down as fast as they reasonably can because it's directly in line with their mission? More miles travelled in electric Tesla Robotaxis equals less miles travelled in internal combustion engine vehicles. What if they have a huge advantage in humanoid robots, effectively transplanting the brain of the vehicle into the bot? What if they have expertise in mass manufacturing products that include the FSD computer, which is going to be in the bot, batteries, which will be in the bot, electric motors? You see where this is going, right? What if they really are successful with the humanoid robot? The post continues. My firm gave me the opportunity to call the truth on Tesla as I see it. And we get to that truth by analysing the following 3 questions at their simplest. Does Tesla have a technology lead that is real? Can Tesla build it? Will people come? God damn, these are good questions. I mean, Jesus. Andrew does not get enough credit. Not only does she have a massive brain, but clearly also has much bigger balls than any other analyst on the street. She was willing to quit a job to invest in Tesla after seeing the opportunity here. It's incredible stuff. But these are great questions to ask once again, almost a decade later. The foresight here is incredible. Answering those questions took me on a journey into researching battery pack manufacturing, touring battery manufacturing companies, creating relationships with suppliers, and constantly talking with industry. My financial model, which I built from scratch, modeled out Tesla revenue and expenses for the next several years at a granular level, even at some point analysing the cost of a lithium-ion battery down to the cathode, anode, electrode, and separator. I've written volumes of research for Wall Street clients addressing Tesla-related topics. Unfortunately, That research is not available to the general public and was shared only with firm clients. Does Tesla have a technology lead that is real? Can Tesla build it? Will people come? Yes, yes, and fuck yes. The quarterly earnings conference calls were just a small part of my research on Tesla, but they were usually fun and productive. I've helped to generate some informative conversations with CEO Elon Musk, CTO JB Straubel, and the rest of the Tesla team over the years. My questions have unearthed the Gigafactory plans and whether, given constraints, Tesla would build batteries for electric cars or solar storage. I'll truly miss that part of the job. As an independent third-party analyst, I've always been prohibited from personally buying the stock. I can't wait to buy in. May the 4th be with us. Onward. What an absolute legend. Sees an opportunity, understands it better than anyone else on the street. By far, realizes that, generally speaking, investors just aren't getting it. Decides to quit a job so she can own the fucking stock. Makes an epic blog post about it and demonstrates incredible foresight, asking questions that, again, are worth asking once again today. Ask these questions through the lens of autonomy and the humanoid robot. Does Tesla have a technology lead that is real? Can Tesla build it? And will people come? Almost a decade later, the answer's still, even though we're talking about different products, different business opportunities, different technologies, are yes, yes, and fuck yes. So quickly back to the Clean Technica article on Andrea's departure. Just skipping ahead a little bit, jumping down to the chase. The key thing is that this lady, who had dug into Tesla's financials and manufacturing process more than all but a few people, if that, was finally allowed to buy Tesla shares, which she couldn't do while working as an independent analyst. One standout quote from this article: after doing her homework much better than most, correction, all of these analysts do, studying Tesla in greater depth than almost anyone has the time and resources to do, she is apparently a Tesla fangirl. What an absolute legend. The question is, why aren't there other people following in Andrea's footsteps, noticing opportunities, going, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to quit my job, invest in this company, start a new business? Still don't really know the answer to that question, but in the interest of full disclosure, if I happened to be someone else's bitch, aka had a job, what a disgusting, nauseating thought that is, and was working as an analyst and happened to be covering Tesla and had done my homework, with Tesla on the cusp of launching their Robotaxi service first in Austin mid this year and then rapidly expanding from there, autonomy itself a decatrillion-dollar opportunity, plus their rapid progress with the Optimus humanoid robot, which itself, at scale, is going to dwarf Tesla's entire existing business and autonomy, make them both look like a rounding error. Personally, I'd be handing in my notice, telling my boss, see you later, motherfucker. I need to go all in on Tesla. But the good news is, it doesn't need to be hypothetical. I don't have a boss, thank fuck, and I'm already all in on Tesla. With thoughts of autonomy and Tesla's humanoid robot fresh in mind, let's watch this full 2013 clip of Andrea James trying to explain the opportunity ahead for Tesla with their vehicle business. And perhaps we might notice a few parallels with some of the commentary from Tesla skeptics and the finance media about Tesla's ability to take an outsized share of the Robotaxi market and their complete unwillingness to even entertain the idea of Tesla having a meaningful slice of the global labor market via humanoid robots, which most people don't think are even going to happen.
$13 billion. That is Tesla Motors' total market value after rocketing up by $13 yesterday. So does the electric car maker really merit this valuation? Well, Andrea James is the senior research analyst at Doherty & Company, a bull on the shares with a buy rating, and fund manager Mark Travis of Intrepid Capital Management, who had shorted the stock until it hit $40 a share and thinks it is way overvalued.
And Mark, you got to drive the car.
I understand. I just don't know where I'm going to plug it in, Andrea.
Well, Elon says he
maybe
has
around
a
Silicon, maybe around Silicon Valley you can do that kind of thing, but in Northeast Florida there's absolutely no place to charge a Tesla that I'm aware of.
Oh, there's plenty of places to charge it in Florida. Public charging stations. Tesla will be building charging stations, but the best place is your own garage.
Andrea, it's at 1,100 times PE. That is, I mean, that's astronomical. How can that be justified?
Yep. So in 2010,
Musical
2011, wait. In 2010, 2011, Tesla was trading at what the company could do in the future. So it's trading on potential earnings. If they max out the factory, 500,000 vehicles a year, it's a $300 stock. Okay, so Tesla's trading on what they can do in the future. And they've got a factory that can do about $20 billion in revenue, about $2 billion in net income, assuming a 10% NOPAT, and that's about $14 to $15 a share. So there's still room for it to go.
Well, Mark?
Andrea, I have some swamp in Florida I want to sell you.
You got to drive the car.
All right, well, talking about
Consumer
cars.
Reports, it's not just me, it's Consumer Reports says it as well. Yeah, it's a good car.
Wait, Andrea, please, just for a moment. You've got a business that lost twice as much money as it did 4 years ago on an operating basis, over $300 million, and it has 2.5 times as many shares. I'm going to be able to wallpaper a new bathroom with shares of Tesla.
Amazon.com lost money. Amazon.com lost money all in the beginning as well. A lot of companies lose money when they're starting out. I think you could say Amazon.com has been a pretty good company, pretty good stock. Just an example.
Guys, what I was going to do is I was going to play for you a soundbite, we don't have time right now, from Elon Musk, where he talks about the next generation, right? The Model X, and he says eventually he wants to sell cars that are $30,000 to $40,000. Is that a pipe dream, Andrea?
Well, Betty Lou, they couldn't even sell Chevy Volts.
No.
They quit production of Chevy Volts.
The Chevy Volt was comping against a cheaper car. Tesla is the car, because they have battery technology that's 5 to 10 years ahead of the competition. The car sells really well against its peers, meaning what you pay for, you get a really good car for what you pay for.
So
Tesla has proven that they can do a really good car at $70,000. I think people believe that they can do a down market car.
Porsche 911s in the last year. 26,000 Porsche 911s were sold last year. I don't think so. They're not going to sell 20,000 cars this year.
2% market share is all Tesla has to get in their target category.
All right.
And I wouldn't want to bet that Tesla couldn't do 2% market share.
All right.
Saying 98% of people who buy cars won't buy a Tesla.
Guys, I need to leave it there. Andrea James, thank you for joining us. Mark Travis as well.
Thank you.
History does not repeat, but it sure does rhyme. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. Just got my AG1 in the mail, legit feeling the effects after day 3. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. And look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs.